It's rolling.
Hi, this is AP Stedham of AP As We See It live in Atlanta, Georgia at the 2025 SEC Football Media Days. We're going to have our special guest discuss the University of Kentucky Wildcats. And our special guest?
Dick Gabriel, Big Blue Insider and the UK Radio Network.
Dick, Kentucky is the quarterback transfer heaven, I think, the last bunch of years.
Seems to be.
Quite a few.
Yeah, it seems to be. Starting with Will Levis, he did so well. But then they haven't had a whole lot of luck since then, but they have had trouble with their O-line, so it's been hard to really, evaluate the quarterbacks they've had come through there. They've got another one, but they got a homegrown kid trying to win a starting job. Should be interesting.
Zach Calzada, Texas A&M, big win over Alabama. I was there for that game. Went to Auburn, did not play due to injury. Incarnate Word the last couple of years. Now at Kentucky, could he be the one?
Well, he could be, and we think he will be just because of his experience. He's been hitting the mouth in an SEC game. And Cutter Boley's played a little bit. He played at Texas, and he played fairly well down there against a really good Texas team. But, yeah, it looks like right now Calzada is the front runner. But from everything we hear, his teammates like him. Again, a new O-line. They've got a new look in their wide receiver room. They've got an offensive coordinator for the second year in a row, same guy, which has been rare of late. So it could be fun.
Yeah. On the defensive side, they have an edge rusher, some people that can help them out on that side. Who are those names, and who should we watch?
A lot of new faces. They got the kid who transferred in from Washington State who's gotten rave reviews. They've got an inside linebacker who transferred in from Southern Cal. He's on the small side, but he can play. They've got an experienced back four, which helps. And they've got a really good defensive coordinator, Brad White, who's really experienced. So I think they'll be okay on defense. Again, they've just got to stay healthy. That was a huge problem last year, especially on the D-line.
Right, the front seven may be a slight question mark, but the back four intact.
Yes, and generally over the last 2 or 3 years, it's been the other way around. We've all wondered about the D-backs, although they've acquitted themselves well because Mark Stoops is an old D-backs coach. He's an old D-back, but they have done well. So, I think they'll hold their own.
Kentucky will be successful if
they stay healthy, but the biggest if is if the O-line comes together. Almost an entirely new set of faces. They got a 6'8" kid out of New Mexico State who's part Navajo, or he's full-blooded Navajo, which is new for Kentucky. But they got a kid from Arkansas. They got a kid from Florida. I mean, they've got a lot of new faces on that O-line. But when Mark Stoops had his best teams at Kentucky, he had that big blue wall. Right. He had guys who ended up in NFL camps, and at Kentucky, like I told you earlier, that's a huge deal. Well, in the SEC, that's business as usual. Right. And it needs to be that if you're going to be consistently successful.
Yes, offensive and defensive lines. No Kentucky question. Being in some tight games, the kicker.
Yeah, and they've got a decent kicking game. We hear now return game. That's going to be interesting. Maury Macklin is back, but Barian Brown, as you know, is now an LSU Tiger. And that was a guy. Oh yeah, and that was a guy who could take it to the house anytime and did it at crucial times for Kentucky. I don't know that they have that capability this year, but they have a guy who can catch the ball consistently, and they have guys who can kick the ball consistently. So that ought to help.
Mark Stoops as a coach, what do you like to tell people about him?
Well, I asked him about that today, and you were in the room and you heard the players talk about it, and I've heard it for years. He's a player's coach. Well, I wonder, what exactly does that mean? And I asked him, what does it mean to you to hear that about yourself? And it's not just the guys on their best behavior at these events. It's everybody we've talked to. But it's just about how he treats them, relationships. Rich Brooks was big about this too. There's discipline and there's toughness, but it's consistent and it's honest. And that's what they like about him. Now you could talk about how he's put, a good staff together and things like that. But in terms of Mark Stoops himself, he's the dean, or one. I guess he may be the dean now of the SEC. But it seemed like it wasn't that long ago. He just got here, and this has been his only head coaching job. So he's had to mature and develop as a Southeastern Conference coach. But he's been able to stay consistent with his players.
Hey, thank you, Dick. Thank you so much
My
for
pleasure.
being here. AP Stedham live in Atlanta, Georgia at the 2025 SEC Football Media Days. Thank you so much, Dick. Appreciate it.
No problem. My pleasure.